Hello, it's Feathered Lamb, and I'm following Bob Ross digitally again. If you want to see the first time I did it, the video will be in the corner right now. Bob Ross paints with oil paintings, which I hear are great for blending. I wouldn't know, I've never painted with oil. When I did paint back in my younger days, traditionally, I always used acrylic because that was what was widely available and for cheap. You could find them anywhere and everywhere for literal cents. However, that is irrelevant because I'm using pixel paint today. The episode I'm following is titled Secluded Bridge, which you can find on YouTube. As per usual, we're starting with the sky, but in this case, it's more along the lines of the general idea of trees as far as the eye can see, hence it's all green. I tried my best to be as close to the actual experience of painting traditionally. However, the whole point is that I'm following Bob Ross with all of the features available for digital art. Because of this, I did paint in one layer, but used different layers to add color on top. What I mean by this is that while my brush does have pressure sensitivity, it also has the blending setting very high. So sometimes new colors don't quite show at first swipe saturated enough on top of whatever is already existing. In that case, I make a new layer, add the color where I want it, and merge to blend. I also use the select tool to straighten the bridge, a leaning pine tree, and the water. However, I did not use the undo button. For me, like many of us, Bob Ross has been a staple in my childhood. Like I said in my first video following a Bob Ross tutorial, I was reminded of him because I was sick and I turned on the TV early in the morning and there he was. I decided to search him up while I was in bed and I got the shock of my life. He passed a month before I was born, which means that every single video I saw on TV of him my entire childhood was pre my birth, post his death. I always thought he'd passed later in the 2000s, but it turns out I wasn't even here for any of his living years. It's interesting, I think, how marvelous and horrific video and the internet are. Well, yes, you do need electricity for them to function. I imagine that if there is a future where it's dystopian, no lights, and they figure out how to bring it back, everything will just still be there. People could possibly hear my voice in this very video decades from now. As long as electricity is viable, our images are almost immortal because of the footprint we leave behind online that we always caution each other of. And so 30 years after his death, Bob Ross continues to be a pinnacle in the art community. Someone we talk about, emulate, someone we hold fondness over, even though all we know are pre-recorded videos of him painting. And isn't that kind of scary, but also kind of magical? He left a mark. He made a mark in my life, and he wasn't alive for any of it. I think that's pretty extraordinary. I'm sure this won't be my last time I follow a Bob Ross video. They're so relaxing and nostalgic, and I do love painting these nature landscapes. Speaking of, before I go, I wanted to say that I have made this illustration into a wallpaper. Phone wallpaper and desktop wallpaper. So if you're interested, the link will be in the description box. Thank you for tuning in. Click on the subscribe button and have a magical day.